It's a rematch of the 2014 divisional playoffs when the Packers defeated the Cowboys 26-21. A controversial incomplete ruling on 4th and 2 for Bryant allowed Green Bay to run out the clock, even though our Skip Bayless still insists that it was a catch.
Thank you.
At 4-8, Dallas enters the game only one game back in the NFC East. Stephen A., who you got?
Oh, please. Who do I have? Why are you asking these rhetorical questions so early in the show?
Oh, you're
I ain't picking the Dallas Cowboys.
On a Friday morning. I thought you guys would be tired.
It's not. It's straight on.
I can tell you that much. I ain't picking the damn Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, thank you.
I'm picking Aaron Rodgers. I don't know how he's going to do it, but damn it, he'll do it.
How?
They ain't losing to the Cowboys at Lambeau Field. They ain't losing to Matt Castle at Lambeau Field. They ain't going to allow Bryant to revisit the catch that wasn't the catch that should have been the catch that really shouldn't have been the catch. Again, they ain't going through all that nonsense. They'll figure out a way to beat the Dallas Cowboys because the Dallas Cowboys are struggling to figure out a way to put up points. That's the way that I look at it, and that's the way it's going to be. Somehow, some way, that bad man that is Aaron Rodgers will find a way to win this football game, particularly with Minnesota losing last night to Arizona. Obviously, Green Bay has possession of first place. They'll leapfrog forward. They'll do what they need to do. I don't know how Aaron Rodgers will get Richard Rodgers and Adams and James Jones and Randall Cobb open to throw the football to them, especially against an impressive Dallas defense. I will admit that, but they don't have an offense. Defense may win championships, but points win football games, and the Dallas Cowboys are going to struggle to generate any kind of points on the offensive side of the ball. I'm picking Green Bay to win this game. Somewhere along the lines, I'd probably say 29-17.
29-17. So that's by 12.
Yes.
So you got them covering the spread. Here's what I don't understand about the case you barely made for Aaron Rodgers. This weak, tepid case this tiptoeing case.
Sam Bradford, let's rave about it. Let's open the show raving about Sam Bradford. But Aaron Rodgers, we got to knock him down.
Go
ahead, Skip. Take it away. Take it away. Sam Bradford. Oh, yeah. Sam Bradford's up here.
Focused.
But Aaron Rodgers, he's all right. Okay, go ahead, Skip. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm listening because I'm on edge of seat here to hear the case you're going to make for Aaron Rodgers to win this game, and you make zero case. You do the somehow, some way case of the hopeless underdog going to pull off the shocking upset. They're an 8-point favorite at Lambeau Field. Are you kidding me? Make your case. Come on, you can do better than that.
My case is the Dallas Cowboys won't be able to score.
Okay.
I think the Dallas Cowboys offense will be suspect, and as a result, they'll give Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers offense plenty of opportunities, which they will exploit. It'll be a competitive game for about 2.5 quarters, but ultimately Green Bay will pull away because Matt Castle and the Dallas Cowboys offense won't be able to score. It ain't rocket science. Just watch the Cowboys.
Yeah. So I'll help you make your case. Aaron Rodgers against my Cowboys career, 5 starts, obviously has won all 5, 68% of his passes he has completed, 8 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. So I am here. We're real on this show, right? We try to really get real. On this Friday, I'm going to get real with you. I'm going to be completely objective here, and I'm going to tell you that the case you make is almost certainly correct. Obviously, I badly want my Dallas Cowboys to somehow, some way win this game at Lambeau, which opened, I'm going to remind you again, they opened as an 8-point underdog, and I thought that was, frankly, a little low. I thought they should have been a 10-point underdog at Lambeau Field. And here's why. I'm being real with you. The Green Bay Packers are coming off a mini bye week after the hail Rodgers. So they got 10 days to get their beat-up offensive line a little healthier. I'm not sure how healthy it'll be, but it sounded like from the players that practiced, they'll be reasonably healthy. And it sounded like a driving force of that offense, who wound up in the doghouse for the Thursday night game at Detroit, Eddie Lacy, it sounds like he's out of the doghouse, back in good graces, back in the fold, back in the starting lineup, and I'm sure he's going to have a big game. And I'm going to remind you, this is what I despise about my Dallas Cowboys chances. My Cowboys are by far the worst in the NFL when it comes to the all-important tail-telling turnover ratio. You should hang your hat on this. My Cowboys are a minus 14 in turnovers. That is horrendously bad. I don't even know how they're 4-8 with a minus 14 in turnovers. They have a league low 8 takeaways. They do not think about that. They've played 12 games and they've taken the ball away from the opposition 8 times in 12 games. That's horrible. You can't win that way. And I also remind you that your Green Bay Packers, or Aaron Rodgers' Green Bay Packers, lead the NFL with only 9 giveaways. So what are the odds here? The odds are my Cowboys are going to turn it over 2 or 3 times, and Aaron Rodgers, your Aaron Rodgers Packers, will turn it over no times. They just don't turn it over. They certainly don't turn it over at home. And how my Cowboys won that game at Washington, remember, they gave the ball away 3 times. They took it away from Deshaun only 1 time. 3-1, they lost the turnover battle, and somehow, some way, they stole the game on Monday night. Thank you, God. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. So they are still barely afloat, only 1 game out. But do I trust Matt Castle at Lambeau Field? Quick stat for you. The Packers are one of the top 4 blitzing teams in the National Football League. They come after people, sort of like the Jets or Arizona come after people. Matt Castle has been horrendously bad versus the blitz. He's completed all of 41% of his passes against the blitz. What do you think is going to happen? I bet you the Packers will blitz his helmet off Sunday. I'll bet you. We'll just watch what will happen. Now, let's go to Dez Bryant and Matt Castle, that connection. Dez has caught only 45% of his targeted passes this year. That is the of players who have 50-plus targets, you know, starting-type receivers. That is the lowest in the National Football League. And Matt Castle has mightily contributed to that because when he has targeted Dez, he has completed 41% of his passes. That's horrendously bad. So can I trust that at Lambeau Field against a very good defense, a defense that's clearly better than Washington's defense? I don't know. Again, I badly need Dallas to win. I can't make much case that they will. All they did was they finally won a close game. Will that help their psyche a little bit? Maybe it will, because they had lost 6 close games going into last Monday night, and maybe they tried to, kind of figured out how to do this. Green Bay has lost 2 straight games, low-scoring games, to division rivals at home. So I got that going for me. But then last night, what happened? Minnesota, close, no cigar, late. Teddy Bridgewater, I thought, had a sensational game until the last play of the game, or effectively the last play for Minnesota, when they tried one more pass that they probably shouldn't have tried, sack, fumble, game over. And all of a sudden, Green Bay vaults into position, as you mentioned, to seize control of the NFC North. Well, here they are at home against a team they should beat. We know that. And so I just think they'll get right back on track. Maybe they turn their season around with the Hale Rodgers. So, again, my heart wants Dallas to win, but all I can tell you is Green Bay should win this game. They should. That's all I'm going to say. Green Bay should win this game.
Well, the interesting thing about it is that when you bring up the targeting issue, when you look at Aaron Rodgers this year, he's targeted Randall Cobb. He's connected on 57.6% of the targets where he's tried to grab Randall Cobb, okay? When it comes to Richard Rodgers, when it comes to Devontae Adams, it's at 50%, all right? When it comes to James Jones, it's at 52%. But when he had Jordy Nelson last year, along with Randall Cobb, it was at 70 and 64%. So there's a precipitous drop-off in terms of targets of Aaron Rodgers and how it's gone down considerably. That's a good point to point out. But the way that you talk about Aaron Rodgers, I'd just like to throw this out there. Bad year by his standards, Skip Bayless. I'm not pleased with what I've seen from Aaron Rodgers. He's only completing about 61% of his passes, Skip. He hasn't even thrown for 3,000 yards yet. But it's interesting. He's got 26 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions, and he's got a QBR near 70 at 69.3. So I look at it, and I'm saying to myself, excuse me, this Aaron Rodgers that we're talking about here, even against this Dallas defense, who isn't opportunistic with turnovers, but they can pressure you. They certainly can cover. They're capable of covering receivers, particularly 3 receivers. When you combine them and you take their numbers on the NFL Scouting Combine and Pro Days, the combined, Aaron Rodgers has the slowest receivers in the NFL, according to stats compiled earlier this year. I told you when I was on NFL Countdown. So when you look at it from that perspective, I definitely think that it's capable of Dallas causing you some trouble defensively, especially since Green Bay has given up 29 sacks to Aaron Rodgers this year. The problem is that offensively, Dallas is so challenged. They're so inconsistent. And by the way, their coaching is questionable as well, which I pointed out yesterday for you. I think all those things considered, this is a game that Green Bay should win, running away sometime midway through the second half. That's just what I feel.
You're almost certainly right.
The Cowboys haven't beaten the Packers since 2008. It was week 3, and that was Aaron Rodgers' 3rd career start, Skip. Go Pack, go. On Sunday, Bill Belichick and his former offensive coordinator, it's just because the Giants, it's not personal.
No, Pat,
offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien in primetime. When the Texans get the best, will they get the best of their team at home? We'll get into that when we come back. And I hope everyone is ready to end the week on the right note. There's plenty on our plate to get you in tune for another sports weekend. To see our complete rundown, just head over to IG during the break to check out our complete slate of topics. Back in a few.